Hi, my name is Michael and I like cars. This is a 2007 Mazda Miata MX-5, one of the most popular sports cars out there on the market. And obviously this one's from the NC, which is a third generation of it. So it actually looks fantastic. It is a really, really small car, but I absolutely love the color of this one and I think it looks great. So today let's check it out. Let's take a look at what makes these cars so great. And this one actually has some really, really popular mods on it. So I'll show you those as well.
As you can see, the exterior of the Miata doesn't have a whole lot of sharp edges. It's really rounded, bubbly looking. To me, the car looks happy, silly, and derpy, which is just the way I like it. Obviously, it won't suit everybody's taste, but I think it's a really, really cool, fun, small, charming looking car. This one also has some pretty popular aftermarket mods on it. First of all, the roof and the wheels are both plasti dipped to give it a different color and to protect the paint. And also it has a really short stubby antenna. If you've ever seen the original antenna on some of these cars, you'll understand why this is a really popular mod as well.
So I know you can't really tell, but the springs and shocks on all four corners of this car are actually the Flying Miata. They're a super popular upgrade for this car. It does lower the ride height just a little bit. So as you can tell, it's a little bit lowered compared to a stock Miata, and I think it looks cool. And it also makes it handle a lot better, but you are sacrificing a little bit of ride quality as compared to the stock car.
As you would expect for a car of this size, the storage space is not great in the trunk. It's fine for day-to-day use, for groceries and stuff, but if you're going to carry anything substantial, your best bet is probably to use a passenger seat with the hood down, which actually gives you unlimited headroom. There is a really cool feature inside of the trunk of this car, though, that I wanted to show you. It's a trunk opener button, which actually inhibits the trunk opening button on your remote and also the one inside your car from working. And what this allows you to do is actually park the car with the roof down and know that nobody can get into your trunk, as it forces you to use the key to get into your trunk. And it's probably a lesser known feature on this car. Being a power retractable hardtop, this one also has one of the fastest automatic roofs I've ever seen, and it takes about 10 seconds for it to fold all the way down.
The steering wheel here, pretty standard sized. There's nothing too crazy about it, but there's some controls over here for the stereo. Your cruise control is over here, but the wheel's pretty standard thickness. There's nothing really crazy about it. No real notches here. A lot of the modern steering wheels have the 10 and 2 thick, nice grip right here. This one doesn't really have it. So you can see it's just pretty standard. Instrument gauge cluster here actually looks pretty nice. I think it looks pretty good, pretty modern. It's very, very clean. It's got all the information that you would need.
At the top, you have the controls for the convertible roof and also the hazard lights in the middle. There's a nice Pioneer aftermarket unit here in the middle that updates the car to give it Bluetooth and other modern amenities. Down at the bottom, you have some pretty standard but very nice HVAC controls.
For the pedals, what I wanted to show you is just how close the gas pedal and the brake pedal are. So I think these are size 9.5 shoes, so I don't have super big feet, but you can see it covers the gas pedal and the brake pedal almost perfectly. And Mazda even put in a little notch here down here to help facilitate heel toe downshifting. These are some of the best stock pedals I've ever used for a manual transmission. The glove box down here, as you can see, it's really, really small. I think that's a factory manual in there, but other than that, you can't really fit much else, which is kind of the story with this car. Legroom on the passenger side, pretty average. It's actually a lot better on the driver's side. So if you look here, you can get a feel for how much deeper the driver's side footwell is as opposed to the passenger side. As far as interior storage space goes, this car actually has a crazy number of cup holders. So there's actually 4. So there's one over here. In the center console, there's actually a pair of cup holders right there. And then you get one over there on the passenger side as well. But the problem with this is because it's a stick shift car, right? So when you're normally driving in your normal driving position, this is where your arm goes. So basically these cup holders are useless. So I'm pretty sure that's why they put the ones by the door. Over here in the center console and between the two passengers, this is one of the weirdest, strangest places to have your fuel door release. So as you can see, there's a little bit of storage. I have a cable in there right now. But this is where how you release your fuel door. So when you pull this, it'll pop open. All right, so we're out on the roads now. Car feels really good. Thanks to the aftermarket suspension. It is a little bit stiff, especially over these crappy roads that we're driving on. The shifts are really short, like I showed you earlier. Immediately notice in this car that the seating position is really low. Feels like a proper sports car. Like a lot of people say, it's the British Roadster formula, but made reliable by Mazda. And I mean, it's just an awesome car to drive. You get a lot of usable power on the road, so you can really rev the engine out without getting into trouble. Let's turn onto one of the main roads over here and see how well this car accelerates. All right, not too bad. You're definitely not buying this car to win any drag races, especially in stock mode. I know people put like V8s and all sorts of crazy stuff in these cars, but in stock mode is really not super fast. It's definitely a quick car. I think the 0 to 60 time is rated somewhere in the 6s, but I mean, if you're looking to get this car, definitely don't count on winning any drag races. Out on the highway, this car is pretty good. It's actually pretty quiet, fairly quiet for a convertible. Like, we have the top down right now, and I think you can probably still hear me. We're cruising at about 70, 75 miles per hour, just about the speed of traffic here. But you can see the RPM was all the way past 3,500. So 6th gear in this car is actually super low. So I don't know what Mazda was thinking, but I think they should have made a much taller 6th gear. So now we're out here in the mountains, and I think this is really where the Miata's at home. So going around some nice corners, and honestly this car just feels fantastic throwing it around. And honestly, I think out here it's probably just as fast as like your BMW M3s and all those crazy high-powered cars, just because it goes around corners so well. For example, right here, you just toss around the corner and the car just goes. That's it. That's my review of the that's my review of the 2007 NC Mazda Miata. It's absolutely great little car. It's super fun. If you just want to go out there, have a good time, really enjoy the experience, it really doesn't get much better than this for $8,000. Obviously, if you're trying to impress people, if you're looking for a more practical vehicle, this is probably not the one for you. But if you're really just all about the driving experience, going out and putting a smile on your face, I honestly don't understand why more people don't own Miata. So take care, enjoy, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.